Thank you, Coach. We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with the Los Angeles Rams. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
That's it, baby. We're going to work. Check, 59. Exit.
Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Hey, 0. Reset. Got it. Mike's 54. Let's go.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
36 power. Hold up. Man up, deep. Man up. Red. 25. Check 25. Check 25. Alert.
From the 39, Wilson. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Here we go, Steve. Here I come.
After the penalty, it's Penny. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now it's Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away.
Let's go. Let's do this.
At their own 16-yard line.
Bortles and the Rams going to come up on a 1st and 10 at their own 16. To throw, it's Bortles. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Cooks now in his second season with the Rams. He's had 4 straight years over 1,000 yards. He had 2 with the Saints, 1 with New England, and then he went over 1,000 again last year with the Rams. 80 catches, 1,204 yards. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 37-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
All right. Here we go. Let's go, B. Let's go. Greystone, travel. Hey, Delta. Watch out, equipment. Safety down.
Bortles going to throw. It's caught left side by Cooks. 11 yards there, first down.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you
think,
mean by that?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
On first down, it's Gurley. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
How about his performance last week? Over 200 yards. I think his decisiveness, one cut and he goes, that's what's really made him pile up the yardage.
And the yardage he piled up last week, easily honored with NFC offense. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. The former number 1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
And on 3rd and 15, we see the dime look, 6 DBs on the field.
Playing pass all the way. Bortles now to throw. He gets it to Cooks. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin him back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 9-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Man open left side is Brown. And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be 3rd and 10.
380. Mike 58 right there. Coming to you. Go. Hey, 0.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. He's got Lockett. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down.
For a Seahawks. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
58, come on. Here we go. Check 13. Check hot route. Hot.
Penny, a first down carry. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
One of the surprises of the first round, the Seattle Seahawks selecting running back Rashad Penny out of San Diego State. Highly regarded, but most people thought he would go in the second round.
But he did have an incredible senior year at San Diego State. Over 2,200 yards, 23 touchdowns.
He resembles Marshawn Lynch in build, but has the ability to take it the distance as well. Had 7 kick returns during his career at San Diego State for touchdowns.
Micah Kaiser was in on the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. He's going to fire one deep over the... It's caught inside the 25. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
He's checking. Crash. Further left. Check 59.
Wilson leaves this one with Penny. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
The evolution of Clay Matthews as a player, it's just one that they're going to end up writing books about. He didn't even start until his senior year at USC. He didn't start in high school. And now he's at all-pro level in the NFL. How about the play he just made there?
He has certainly made a name for himself. William Clay Matthews III. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. To throw is Wilson. Left side complete to Lockett. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Myers' kick is good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the second quarter now, and we do have our first point. It's a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
Bortles and the Rams going to come up on a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. This pass into the hands of the running back, Todd Gurley. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Now it's Lockett pushing through tacklers at the 30. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Check safety, check safety.
Now a give, right side. It's Carson, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Three bucks.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Penny. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 45-yard line.
Go.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Check. Watch 54. Watch the pass.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson to the right side and complete to Metcalf. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Here's Wilson to throw. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. They'll run with Penny here out of the shotgun. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had the incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He wants it all for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Nickel Roby-Coleman. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole, because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goal.
Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. Now, that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
Here I come again. Rough Highland, 64, weak. 49, guys. Mike, 49. Watch the screen. Check. 22 jet bomber. Watch twitch. Watch five.
Following the penalty is Gurley. And he'll be taken down at the 18. That's a gain of 6 on the first down run. So many questions about Todd Gurley in the offseason. How good is the knee? I mean, remember, he had a heavy workload the last couple years, nearly 4,000 yards from scrimmage, 40 total touchdowns, but just 4 carries in the NFC Championship game, 10 in the Super Bowl. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Bobby Wagner, the former second-rounder out of Utah State, with a sack. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Returnable for Lockett. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Check 59, Mike.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 36 yards on the play.
That's just flat out a beautiful throw right there.
It was a rope. That's maybe the speed you would see on a slant, but he threw that downfield with that kind of pace.
Now, if he throws that one with any type of arc, puts a little air under it, that play doesn't happen. He had to fire it in there, and he did exactly that.
They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage is coming through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Wilson defers to Penny here on the draw. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
That's a gain of 3.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson eluding the pressure right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
From the sideline and incomplete.
So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. This just a 24-yard attempt. And Myers able to knock it through. And they're able to double their lead just before half. It's 6-0. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
At their own 25-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally, because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Now, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal.
49 to Mike.
From the 29, Bortles. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Throwing his Bortles on third down. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Todd Gurley. That'll bring up second down.
Certainly looked like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Here's Gurley now out of the gun. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
And it's third down.
Set. 15, Lonnie. 15, Lonnie. Go. Shift. Ready.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Henderson now on 1st and 10. And some room to work. There he goes left side. Touchdown, L.A. Darrell Henderson, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
try and get things kick-started for them. And you know in the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Come on, the ball. Gun. Hey, alert. That's it. 58 is the mic. Ball 58 is the mic. Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go.
Throwing again on second down. Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off by John Johnson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Bortles. Going to Woods, but that pass is intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. Corey Littleton there on the tackle.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they look to throw. It's complete to Lockett. Wilson to Lockett there for the Seahawk 1st down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
You're not ready. You're not ready.
Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. He'll find Metcalf. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. DK Metcalf. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are going to retake the lead.
Let's go. 14. Bang. 4 down. 58, boys. 58. Focus, defense, focus. 58.
Wilson. Forced out to his left. And that is caught for the 2 points. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Second down, it's Henderson. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. In on the tackle there, Bobby Wagner, coming off a 3rd straight All-Pro season.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. From the gun on 3rd down, Bortles. Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It's the first catch of the game for Kupp, and he's got a first down.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him.
And he is going to be hit and taken down. Bortles sacked. Bobby Wagner able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. To throw, it's Bortles. And Cooks has it over the middle. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 22 yards there, a first down. Bortles now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. From the pistol, it's Gurley. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
Nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Michael Kendricks coming in to drop him.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Now Bortles. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this 3rd quarter of play. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the air.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, Do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but it's still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet.
Under 10, under 10, 10.
Now Rashad Penny. And he powers his way up past the 30. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
Brings up third down and 5.
The Rams go nickel here defensively on third. Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. It's caught. Lockett. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the second time.
The Rams take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6.
49, 49, guys. Mike, 49.
Throwing is Bortles. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. They run out of the shotgun with Gurley. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a first down for L.A.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, Los Angeles.
So on the heels of the run by Todd Gurley, another 1st and 10.
You 61, matchbox light. Check 99, check 99. Hey, wahoo!
From the gun, it's Bortles. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 16 yards, a little deja vu from the previous play where they got 16.
Let's go now.
Bortles now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10. Bortles now to throw. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. Only 3 there on the screen at second down.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
Right here, right here. Mike's 49. Mike's 49. All day, baby, all day, all day.
Looking to throw again on second down. Bortles. And that one's complete to Gurley. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that's going to lead to a third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Get it.
On third down, here's Henderson. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. On the stop was Aaron Donald.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
Right. 58's the mic. Go 58's the mic. Man out, man out, man out, man out.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And an alley to run. And avoids the contact by sliding. 12 yards there and a first down. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. This is Carson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 10 yards and a Seattle first down. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They run it with Carson. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Here's Carson. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. The Seahawks on third down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It's a gain of 14 there, and that should be enough to get him home free. The Seahawks in victory formation as they go ahead and take the knee.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We take a win call.
The Seahawks in victory formation as they go ahead and take the knee.
It's a loss of a yard, bringing up 3rd and 12.
So the victory here for Seattle, and it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises, really both sides did, but they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So for the Seahawks, their strong September has carried over to October as they move to 5-0. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for L.A., the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.